Hello, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to those that leave comments in the past videos. I really appreciate you doing that. It warms my heart. So, today is about circles. Lots of circles. I've been cutting out circles or circle-ish shapes all day yesterday. Well, not all day, some of the time yesterday. And mostly it's in this pink hue. This is Stamperia paper that has green on the other side. And today we're going to talk about what to do with circles. Do circles intimidate you? They do me a little bit, especially if I'm going to attempt to cut one out myself. Now, you don't need a Cricut, although I did use one. You don't need die cuts, although I did use them. You don't need punches, although I did use them. Circles are the most interesting shape to play with in our junk journaling experience, because when we look at them, we think of the entire circle as opposed to perhaps bending the circle. Bending is the wrong word. What do I mean? Folding? Yeah, folding in half. What happens when we fold a circle in half? We have something that can be used as a tuck. Glue it on one side, put it down, on another circle, or onto a page, and you have a tuck. It's pretty simple. It looks pretty as an edge, a bunch of circles that have been folded in half. They're versatile, and that's what I'm going to be exploring in the next few videos. Today, we're going to look at 2 different things to do with circles, and over the next few weeks, I'll be adding more things to use with circles because I'm focusing on an upcoming Junk Journal July that I'll be working on. July, I'm going to use one set of prompts, and I'm starting with ideas about circles because I'm going to be using a set of papers that are all flowery. Now, what you see here, what I've been cutting out, they're from scrapbook pages. So it's just playing with that. Today we're going to learn. You probably know this already, and if you don't, great. I'm happy to share something different. We're going to do 2 kinds of pockets. One is a kind of decoration. The other one is this, believe it or not, started as a circle. What these 2 shapes made into pockets both share is a place to put tags, because hey, right now what I'm doing with tags is focusing on as many wins as possible. WAP. Sounds funny. Yes, it does. But even small wins in our life can add up to something larger. You know, a cross stitch or a stitching project starts with threading the needle and putting a piece of embroidery floss through something, whether it's a piece of fabric or a piece of paper. That's a win. It's a small win, absolutely, but life is filled with small wins. And you and I, we all have many small wins in our day. So let's start with a circle. I'm just going to position my blue mat because it helps me make sure that I am in frame for you. The blue mat is in place. Now I can focus on if I'm doing something correctly, that you can see, I'll stick here. I'm going to start with one of these circles and a circle that I have with my name on it. Yeah, I gotta remember who I am. And I think I'm going to do it. Will this fit? No, this is too small. I realized I have a lot of circle shapes that I can punch out. When I went to my door wall, my door has a hanging shoe. You stick shoes in the pockets. I have punches there instead. I realized I have a lot of punches, and many of them have a circle concept. So perhaps you're like me. Maybe you've been putting away things and perhaps you're not using them that often. Pull out the things that are circles or whatever shape you want and discover a little bit about yourself and see if you are collecting something you didn't realize you were collecting. Even my little stone here is a circle, I realize. I wonder if I like circles. I know I'm drawn to ovals, but, well, apparently I have a lot of circles. That's me. I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. And the name means something. I want to live with gratitude and optimism, hence the positive optimism, thanks, gratitude, and I live that way. So, all right, let's make something. Let's make this to start with. It began as a circle. Ta-da! And this is not new, and this is not something I created, meaning I didn't have a wild hair one day and decide that I would make something out of a circle. Somebody else did, I'm sure. Now, I've folded this in half. You don't have to do that. In fact, you probably shouldn't. But it helps me stay oriented. I'm going to use my mat. You see the line here and the fold? And I'm going to fold this up to the line, like so. And I'm going to fold this up to meet it, just. And the premise is that both of these lines that I'm folding at will be straight. Now, when you have double-sided paper, and you do, even if you don't have scrapbook paper, if you have a book page, I'm reaching into my trolley here. If you have a book page, it is double-sided. You can do this with book page. You can do music paper. All right, I have two folds here. Now, if I did it correctly, they will be straight, and they're not bad. It appears as though this one is slightly, I don't know. Try and make them straight. And then fold up to halfway, maybe a little more, but okay, let's fold up a little more and see what happens. There we go. And they aren't straight because look, it goes over just a sad, just a little bit. Am I going to worry about that? I don't think so. All right, opening it up, you see I have a little corner there. Corner, can you have a corner in a circle? I don't know. This is an early morning video again. It's 6 a.m. But it's not raining, which is lovely. The sun is up. And, oh, did I do it right? I didn't. I didn't do it right. I wanted to do this one here. All right, let's correct ourselves. Here, I didn't go all the way through. And here. To the sides. To the sides. I can fix this. Right? We can fix anything. It's just paper. I'm going to fold this up here and this up here and tuck this way. There. Isn't that pretty? All right. We'll do it again, and this time I will try and cut correctly. Now, you can't really tell the difference between the layers, even though there are two papers. So I would recommend pulling out your ink, if you have ink. If you don't, or you don't care that it doesn't show properly, don't use ink. We're just playing with paper. I don't ink all the time. When there's a good reason to, then I ink. All of a sudden, this becomes evident. These lines. I got this ink vintage photo when I began making videos 6 years ago. I have re-inked it, meaning the liquid that comes in a bottle. So I've added more liquid. But it shows you over 6 years of doing paper crafting and inking now and again. It does last. So if you're hesitating in investing in an ink, maybe just start with one and go from there. All right, we have a little pocket here where I cut the wrong side, but that's okay. I'm now going to glue, and we're going to pray that the glue bottle is going to work properly. I'm going to just add a little bit of glue here. You wouldn't normally, because you wouldn't have cut that. But see, make a mistake, go ahead and then search your brain and figure out, how am I going to fix this mistake? I like to say that our paper crafting toward junk journaling is about personality, not perfection. Give yourself a break. You don't need things perfect. So we've got a pocket here, we have a pocket here, and we have two little ones here. Now, do I want to add something in the middle here? Do I? Maybe I do. We have some big dots. Let's add some little dots, and let's put the glue cap back on so that it keeps working. A little bit of inking. And then I'll fold this a circle again one more time for you. Have you done this before? Have you made this kind of pocket before? All right, you see how I have two sides? I think I'm going to stick with dots. I could do it this way, but I'm going to stick with dots because. And I'm going to keep most of the circle up top, meaning not on the opposite side. Let's add a little bit of glue and being very, very conscious that you do not want to close up the pocket option. And if you do, that is okay. It's not a fail. It's not a mistake. It's okay. As you can tell, I'm doing this video not as a voiceover. So I'm trying to craft and talk at the same time. All right. Lots of places to put some tags that we can write down our as many wins as possible. And WAP. Yes, it sounds silly. Okay, there we go. We've got one. You could put a little tassel or a ribbon on the top here. Let's do that. I'm looking for the punch. This is another thing that I spent money on that I'm enjoying, but you do not have to have these things. You can use just a regular punch, one hole punch. You don't have to put a hole in it. You could just poke a hole in it. Again, be kind to yourself. Be happy about what you have, and then move on. I am looking for my box of trims. I have the table beside me quite piled up again, but it is organized, unlike a few days ago, my last 6 a.m. The room has been organized. I've gone in my closet even, and I've gone through all my scrapbook paper and organized them according to whether or not they have double-sided or whether they're single-sided. How about a little bit of this? This frilly. And apparently there was a sticker. Okay, so go with it. Put the sticker on. Can you see? I hope you can see. I'm going to just put this through here. Very simply. I'm going to tie a knot and cut. Put this back. So I'll also be playing with double-sided digitals that I'll print with my new printer, which I'm just becoming more well acquainted with. There we are. So this is a circle folded into a pocket. Let's do it again the correct way. All right. Have I folded this now? Where are the ones that I folded in half? Come on. Here they are. Let's try again, this time cutting the correct way. I have my half because I folded it in half. I'm trying very deliberately to keep things straight. Now, this one is exactly the same as this one. If you notice, these little side pockets, they have the dotted. How you can be sure which one will show up at the sides, on the bottom, or as the top is whatever you put down, that will show up. You can refold it too, but if you want to start with what will work. So let's do this, the opposite than the other one. And you can hold your breath to be sure that I do it the correct way. Meaning I don't cut what I don't want to. Bringing the sides up, being as careful as possible to keep them straight. Let's use a line on the mat to keep it straight. line, yes, line. All right, and this one back this way, meet in the line. And if it is wonky, see, we made a wonky one before and it worked. It was fine. I even cut in the wrong spot and it was fine. The world didn't end. And I left it in the video. I'm just doing it over. All right, there we go. Now, in the middle, see there? Isn't that funny? This line is not. Let's try again. Did I get it correct? I did. Good. Hurrah. Second time. That's okay. And if it had taken 3 times, we could have done 3 times too. Correct. And unfold. Here we have folds. We have this one and this one. I want to do the top line. Top line and top line. There we are. Folding this in, folding this up, and we have the opposite. No, we don't. Why don't we? I don't know. All right, let's do it this way. Folding it in, folding it in, folding it up, and folding it this way. All right, now we have the opposite. There we go. See, even if you start wrong, you can finish correct or finish the way you chose, just what you intended. A little bit of ink on the edges to define where it folds, because it's all so very pink. You know who desensitized me to pink? Our granddaughter. There was a period of time where everything she wanted was pink or purple. And we have a granddaughter that is, I've never met anybody who is so discerning about what they will wear, what they won't wear. She is extraordinary about that, still is. But pink and purple have been retired. It's no longer a thing. It could be blue now, apparently, but I'm not sure she's as rigid about the color as she is about the specifics of how it feels on her now. Isn't that funny? Well, it's funny to me. We have a daughter, and our daughter is a lovely woman. Even as a child, she was never as specific about what she would wear. Do you have a woman or a man, for that matter, in your life who is very specific about what they will wear and what they won't wear? Leave a comment below. All right, here we are again. We're going to glue. I don't have to repair anything this time, so we're just gluing things down. I suppose in some fashion I'm as specific. I am not fond of orange. Our in-crafting group, there's a couple of ladies that will bring items to share. They've thrifted or they have been gifted, and they're passing them along. And it's funny, they know that orange is not for me. Okay, pocket out of a circle. You can do it. Apparently this needs to have some added glue. It's sticky, but I guess it's stuck to the fabric or the little trims too much to work. Yes, I did make one journal that was orange, or it could have been a reddy orange. But orange, yeah, I did it. I completed that journal, and I think it looked nice. But it wasn't me. So I've decided I'm done with orange for right now. I won't say forever, for right now. We have a pocket here, we have a pocket here. We have a pocket and another large one. That is a circle pocket. Well, it's a circle made into a bunch of pockets. All right, let us move on. Now, this was a larger circle. This was a smaller circle. This was 7-inch. This was 5-inch. So according to what page you're putting them on, yeah, that's what you watch for. All right, let us make this next. This is a simple circle. It actually is 2 circles. And there's a pocket on either side. I added this. It is a punch, a whale's tail punch. And as I look at it now, I think to myself, wow, I've got to remember this for Christmas. This would make a pretty little Christmas ornament to gift. Okay, remind me if I don't remember. Let's try the Stamperia paper. Now these I cut out of with a circle die that I showed you at the beginning that I've misplaced now. And I want to make a pocket on either side. I think I'm going to use this. Or maybe the pocket needs to be here with this. And one could be a taller pocket. Or I could use the butterfly wings. Shall we try that? That might be going a little too far, but hey. This is a little more straight if I use the butterfly wings. I could cut it across that way and then cut it. Let's do that. This will be our main circle. Again, let the paper tell you what it's going to do, what it wants to do. I'm going to cut this straight across. I'm even going to use a guillotine because cutting straight is as easy as folding straight for me, which is not at all. Let us cut as close to those butterfly wings without cutting into them as possible. Just like so. We now have not an equal, an unequal. But that's going to be fine. I think I will also keep the aesthetic the same by using a little bit of distress ink, the brown. People tell me that brown and pink are complementary, and I believe them. Okay. This edge of the circle. Now, one side of the circle will go here, of the half circle or the quarter circle, and we will glue it on. It is as simple as that. It's funny, I have had this Stamperia double-sided paper for years, at least 3 years, and I haven't used it. Do you have paper in your stash that you like so much that you're saving it? I don't know what I'm saving it for. Maybe you don't either, but you're not using it. Guess what? circles, you can use it. There, I just made that up. Now, I'm going to use the butterfly and cut out the wings. Like fussy cut, just a smidge. In effect, making a divot. There we go. And here it is. A little bit of distress ink, not a lot, just a smidge. And the divot alongside the butterfly wings, like so. And along the edge of the pocket. A long time ago, pretty much when I started, someone said, hold the side that you do not want to put ink or put any glue on. Now, this is really important. You've got to make sure that the pockets work so that the base of each pocket, oh dear. So when you turn it around, the pockets are more or less correct in their orientation. Here is a tag that can go into that pocket. And there's another tag. So I have some of the paper left. And believe it or not, I have punch that is a tag. I had forgotten about it. It is something that my daughter, when she gave me her crafting stash, the punch was one of the items. So, sorry if it's too loud. All right, I can put this in here for a tag. I can do another one. The reason I'm turning it upside down is to be sure that where I'm positioning the paper will cut. Because as you can see, it's a little difficult from the other side. We have two tags, and this one like so. Now, this can go on the edge of a page, or I showed you this at the beginning. This is, again, 3 circles or circle-ish shapes. This can go on like a tuck. There. Or could be at the top too, like so. And it'll hold it on a page. See, it holds it. Next time if you can figure this out. It's 3 circles, but I'll show you more next time we're together on Tuesday. And I have more circle ideas of what to do with circles. But for today, we made a circle pocket, and we made a different circle pocket, double-sided. This is single-sided, and it was made out of 2 circles, now to think about it, and with the tags, of course. Here we are. I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. Thank you very much for joining me today to play with some circles. We'll do more circles next time too, to add to your ephemera. I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, subscribe. Tap the little like button. That helps a lot. I hope you're well. I wish you many moments of happy crafting. And remember, you matter. Bye for now.